Hi everyone, and welcome to today's top tip session. Today, we'll be discussing about result compression with Oasys D3PLOT for ease of data management and data transfer between different parties. This session will focus on how to create cutdown D3plot or PTF files in Oasys D3plot to reduce result file sizes. We'll also discuss the motivations of creating cutdown result files. Besides that, we'll also spend some time looking at how simple dialog commands and command line inputs can be used to automate the process of cutting down result files. Most of you might be aware that the main LS-DYNA binary output files are your D3plot or PTF files. These are the files that you would normally open up on D3plot before spinning your model around. PTF files contain a large amount of data, such as your element geometries and topologies, the stresses and strains of each element in different states, etc. Because of this, PTF files generally take up high amounts of disk space. And that makes it time-consuming and inconvenient to transfer PTF files to other parties, especially if only specific results are required to be visualized by other parties. Besides that, keeping this large amount of data for many different analyses can also quickly fill up disk spaces. This issue can be resolved by using the compress utility tool in D3plot to selectively keep required data only. This is best showcased through a live demonstration. We'll be opening up a set of PTF files of the Nissan Rogue model, which has been set up with a front R-car impact analysis. Our design team is interested in the plastic strains observed in the body in white at the end of the analysis. And due to this being a lower speed impact, only the front structure will be susceptible to plastic strains. We can therefore choose to output reduced PTFs in the last state, with the plastic strains of the body in white parts shown on the bottom right of the screen here. I've now opened up the PTF files in Oasys D3plot. If I play the animation, you can see how the vehicle impacts the bumper barrier. I can now isolate the body in white components that exhibit plastic strains and head to the last state to plot the plastic strains of these parts. This will be the parts that we will be writing out cut-down result files to. To get to the compress tool, head to Utilities under the Tools section and click on Compress. We'll start off with the output type, which can be set as either original or reordered. When we set this as original, the format of the output file will be the same as that of the original file. This means that other post-processing software is still able to read these cut-down PTF files. If reordered is chosen, the database is outputted in a more compact format, making it faster to read data into D3plot. The disadvantage of this is that the reordered data cannot be read by other post-processing software. There is an additional advantage when outputting files into a reordered format, as derived components are embedded in the cutdown file. We'll discuss this in more detail shortly. For this scenario, let's set the output type as reordered. Let's head down now to the master table to select the components that we like to be outputted. I'd first like to point everyone's attention to the stresses on this table. The von Mises stress are derived from the stress tensors of each element. However, as we are outputting the result files in reordered format, derived components such as the von Mises stress can be embedded in the cutdown files. What this means is that we can choose not to output any of the stress tensors, but still output the von Mises stress results. This will not be possible if the output format is selected as original, requiring the stress tensors to be written out if the von Mises stress is required to be outputted. We've also mentioned that the design team is only interested in the plastic strain of the shell and solid elements in the model. So let's go ahead and untick all of the other outputs other than those with plastic strains. If we continue going down now, we can see two tick boxes over here. The first one, include notes for ZTF items, allow entities which are not written out by LS-DYNA, such as springs and joints, to be outputted into the cut-down files too, allowing correct visualization of these elements. For those of you who might not be aware, the ZTF file acts as a bridge between Primer and D3plot, ensuring data which are not written out by LS-DYNA can be visualized in D3plot still. The second tick box, embed ZTF data into file, can only be active if the reordered option is set as the output type. By setting this option, all information in ZTF files can be embedded in the cutdown PTFs. So now let's leave these two tick boxes turned on. Once all of these settings are selected, we should write the selection out to a text file. This will record all the parts, states, and data selection that we've just gone through. That means that if the same settings are to be outputted for another analysis, you can then simply read the text file back in using read selection to quickly populate all the settings. Now, before writing out our cutdown files, let's take a look at the PTF state size and max family size written on top. The PTF state size presents an estimate of the size of each state of the cutdown PTF that will be written out based on the parts and data components selected. In this case, as we are only saving the last state out, that will mean the total estimated file size of this output file is 7.25 megabytes. This is a huge file size reduction compared to our original PTF file size of 34 gigabytes. The maximum family size then determines the amount of data which will be written into one PTF file. For example, if I were to set the maximum family size as 15.5 megabytes, that means the results of two states will be written into one PTF file. If you like only one state per PTF file output, just set the max family size as a very small value such as 1 kilobytes. And finally, set the directory and file name of the output PTF file before clicking on Apply. Your cutdown PTF file will now be written out. I've now read the cutdown PTF file into a new D3plot session. We can first see that there's only one state in this cutdown model, which was the last state from the original model which we have saved out. If I head to the data section and click on category, you can see that most of the categories such as velocities, accelerations, or stresses have been grayed out. There are still some data such as displacements, coordinates, and part data, for example, that are saved out. This could be from default data that is written out to cutdown files, or from embedded data from ZTF files. But most importantly, the plastic strains of elements are written out, and which can be visualized in D3plot as shown here. Now that we've learned how to use the compress tool, let's briefly talk about how we can automate this process. The first way we can do this is by using dialog commands. These are commands that are typed in the dialog box to instruct D3plot on the actions to perform. To understand the dialog commands available, simply type H into the dialog box. We can save dialog commands into a JavaScript file. What that means is that dialog commands can be saved and easily executed by running the JavaScript in D3plot. The example here shows how a one-liner dialog command is able to automate the generation of cutdown PTFs. This one-liner here specifies that a dialog command can be used. We can then navigate to the PTS compress tool under Utilities before setting the parts and states to be outputted alongside the data components. Lastly, by clicking on Apply, the cutdown PTF will be automatically generated in the same folder as the original PTF. To learn more about the full list of dialog commands available when generating cutdown PTFs, or to learn more about dialog commands in general, feel free to scan the QR code on this page. The second way we can automate the generation of cutdown PTFs is by using the command line to run D3plot in batch mode. This means the compress process can be conducted directly from the command prompt without requiring the model to be manually opened up. It is worth noting that by using this approach, users are not able to specify only a specific number of parts to be included in the cutdown model. The example below shows how, by quoting the D3plot executable, instructions for cutting down the model, the process to compress PTF files can be conducted in batch. Then, to learn more about the full list of command line arguments available when generating cutdown PTFs, or when using D3plot in batch mode in general, feel free to scan the QR code on this page. In conclusion, The compress tool in D3plot can help cut down the amount of data in PDF files, reducing result file sizes for ease of data transfer and moderation of disk spaces. This process can also be automated by using dialog commands or running D3plot in batch through the command line. Thanks for watching this top tips session, and we'll see you in the next one.